Thank you for booking the F60. Let's have a wee look around it. Here you have your keys for your vehicle. This one is for the ignition, and this is for all the locks on the outside of the van, like your chemical toilet and your garage.
Do not push this in and try to lock it like that. That will break the key. So only lock it when it's out in that position and turn. When you're ready to set off, you'll need to release the handbrake. So on the vehicle, the parking symbol there shows when the handbrake is on. To release the handbrake, put your foot on the brake, pull the handbrake right up to the top and release to the bottom, and you'll see that the handbrake position or light has gone on. To activate the handbrake, simply pull up like that, the light will appear, and then the handbrake just falls loose like that.
On the driver's window you will find the height, and the length of the vehicle is just under 6 meters. Your vehicle will come filled with diesel and AdBlue, but to fill up the motorhome, you make sure your passenger doors open here, and you can see. To open up this compartment, you push your 2 buttons in and pull the door towards you. Inside here you will find your electric hookup cable, hose and your ramps. Inside this area you will find the black box, which contains all your cooking essentials. To insert your electric hookup cable, slide up the cap and insert one end into here and the other into the campsite. All vehicles come fully filled with water when you collect them, but as you continue on your travels, this is where you will need to fill up. You slide the cap up and insert the hose. Here we have the gas locker, which opens the exact same by pressing in both buttons and pulling the door towards you. Inside your gas locker you will find 2 gas bottles, one of which is North 500 property that cannot be swapped, and the other one can. To turn your gas bottle on, make sure to turn the cap anti-clockwise. And to close the bottle, make sure to turn it clockwise. This must be done before setting off driving. To change your gas bottle over, unscrew this hose end and attach it to the new bottle. To release your chemical toilet, make sure to pull up on the blue lever and then slide it out. To remove the waste, just unscrew this lid and then tip it into the designated area. With every hire you do get green chem, which is stored in this area as well. Underneath the vehicle you will see 2 taps, a blue one and a grey one. The blue tap does release fresh water, and the grey tap is how you empty the grey water from your vehicle. At the back of the vehicle you have the toilet. Before you use the toilet, make sure to open up the lever. When the toilet is not in use, make sure to shut the lever over. Each vehicle comes with thermal blinds, which can be used on the front windows of the van. In your kitchen area, you've got a 3 gas burner hob and an oven and grill. To use the oven, you need to push the dial in, turn it left and then ignite. And to use the grill, you do the same thing, but you turn it right. You push the dial in and then ignite. Making sure your water pump is on, you can then use your taps as normal. In here you will find your fridge and freezer.
To select the power source of the fridge, hold the square here until that light flashes. A stands for automatic, that's electric hookup, that's the habitation battery when the vehicle's driving, and that's gas. We would recommend that you always leave this on automatic so it automatically detects the power source for you. If you press the button again, it will go on to the temperature required, 5 being full, 1 being the lowest, and again just use the arrows to toggle up and down to the required temperature setting. And once you're completed, hold the square down and that fixes it into that source. Sometimes you might find when you go on to gas, it fails to ignite first time. This light will turn red, and when that happens, just simply hold the power button down to switch it off and then reboot it again, and that will reactivate the ignition sequence.
Here we have your TV, and it will only work in signalled areas. You will find your remote controls in the net below. Once you have parked up, make sure your gas or electric is on first. You then come to the panel above your fridge. The first button is your power, the second is your lights, and the third is the water pump. It is really important to have all three buttons on in order to operate the vehicle properly once you're stationed. On the right hand side, you've got your outside light, and you've also got this button, which if you can see, it will show you the percentage of fresh water and grey water that you have in the vehicle. To your left, you will find your heating control, and to the right, you will see your hot water. On each panel, you will see your gas source and electric source. Making sure that your gas or electric is on first, you then press the source that you are using. To turn your heating up, you press the plus sign, and to turn it down, you press the minus. Once the heating is fully ignited, this symbol will turn orange. For your hot water, it is the same, where you've got your gas and your electric sources, making sure that it's on before pressing what you are using. The only difference is that you cannot turn up the hot water. It will slowly start to rise as the water is heating up. Before leaving, make sure to turn both your panels off. To do so, you press the minus on them both to make sure they're all the way down, and then you turn the power off button on the other panel. The panels are motion censored, so don't worry if they do go blank, they will still be working. Your 3-pin plug sockets will only work if you're hooked up to electric. For the beds, you will find the ladder in the back compartment of the bathroom, just in here. To lower the bed, you just press on this button and it will slowly start to come down. On each window, you've got your blinds, and if you pull up from the top, you're flying it. At the front of the vehicle, you will find your emergency pack, which has also got breakdown information. If you need access to the fuse box, you will find it under here. You just lift up the cushion and slide on this wooden panel. Your reverse camera will show on the screen once you put the vehicle into reverse.
We'd also always recommend, when you are reversing the vehicle, that you've got somebody outside the vehicle and helping you to direct, so that you're making sure that any obstacles are clear and aware of before doing so. Once you're parked up at a campsite, you might find that the ground is uneven. So all our vehicles come with levelling ramps, which you can position under the tyre of the vehicle like that, or at the front, like so. And simply by manoeuvring these into the correct positions, you can get the height or the levels fixed in the van so it's not sitting at an angle. One thing to be aware of when you're driving in the Highlands or anywhere in Scotland is that motorhomes tend to have a wider wing mirror span, so you just have to make sure that you give yourself just that bit of extra distance between you and vehicles travelling in the opposite direction with your wing mirrors. The second thing to remember is the vehicle's height, and make sure that you keep aware of any branches that are overhanging or low bridges, so that you're not damaging the top of the vehicle. In the Highlands, there's a lot of single track roads, so we would always encourage people to be a responsible road user and to make sure that they use passing places in a responsible manner, and to respect the road and the other users in the area by taking your turn to come into the lay-by. If you're unsure, there's plenty of help out there within the North 500 website and other different media channels on how responsible driving should be undertaken.
We hope you enjoy your F60 holiday.